Hey guys, what's up? What's up? What have I got in here? Oh, it's hot today, guys. Florida sun. I don't think the humidity's that bad yet, but we're right up there, 86 today. And I'll tell you what, these bees aren't happy today. Of course, I've been out here busting up colonies, stirring things up. They're just flying all over the yard. Had to cut some more. I finished up all my nukes. We got 21 two-framers. That's enough of that action for a while, I think. And I got quite a bit of fives. You wouldn't believe it. All those, I told you, all those queen cells died. They chilled out. Would you believe one queen cell out of 10 made it? I found it this morning. And I didn't think she hatched. She's a virgin in there running around. Her wings don't look bad. See, they're coming in this shop right here, flying around. They're testy. I gotta work bees. So I'm putting on a ventilated suit here in a minute. What is this ugly looking stuff, you say, Steve-O? This is a little, get out of here, bee. I've got work to do. I've got spring water in here. I got a couple, I put a little bit of, about a tablespoon of lemon juice in here. I've got, I take my spoon and dip it into my turmeric, the spoon handle. That way it'll go right in my thing here. About a quarter teaspoon of that, turmeric, quarter teaspoon of cinnamon, quarter teaspoon of ginger, couple squirts of stevia liquid in here. I'll tell you what, in this Florida heat, guys, stay hydrated, I'm telling you. And this drink right here just kicks you up a notch. Okay, I got to get out here, bring you along. We got to go in. I got a guy coming at noon tomorrow to pick up 2 colonies, 2 nukes. And I reassembled that breeder colony, but I put her, like I told you before, I put her downstairs, all the bees downstairs, brought a lot of the nurse bees frames up, so they should be all up in there. We'll take a peek in there too and see what's going on in there. Hopefully they'll start making some cells, and we can emergency cells, and what we'll do is take those and put them in some 2-framers. I made that up. We'll just consider that a graft day. The day I did that was the 14th. So I'm going to take my grafting wheel here, and it says graft on it. I'm going to roll it around to the 14th. Right there. Put it on the 14th. So now it says here incubate, so you could pull them out of a colony, your breeder colony, on the 12th. It says 12 days. It's 12 days from day 1, actually. You got day 1 as the egg is laid, and then on day 4 is when when the egg hatches. That's a graftable age. If you get anything older than that, you're not going to get a good queen. But with the girls know exactly which eggs they want, and they know exactly how much to feed that thing, and from get-go. As long as you're putting sugar on that, sugar water, or you're on a good heavy honey flow. If you're on a good heavy honey flow, I used to time this thing. When I hit the honey, when I hit the ground, we're running. Because what I would do, I was in the honey game, which I don't ever want to go back to again. It's a sticky mess. And it takes a lot to do it. Taking a lot of money to do it, and this and that. I made all of my own equipment, by the way. I made my own forklift. I made my own honey extractor. I made a box extractor. All I ran was shallows, and I 10 frame shallows, but I put spacers in them to where I was only running nine frames per shallow, and that way you would have really fat comb out on those frames. Those bees will build it out fat. So much easier to uncap and everything else. Anyway, that's the way I did it. But when we dropped, we hit the ground, like I say, running. I had all them nooks cooking. And 9 times out of 10, that crop was fixing to explode when I hit that. My timing, it was a timing issue. When I went to North Florida, I had gallberry, palmetto, and saw palmetto and cabbage palm, them 3 I would hit. And I would stay there. I'd go in April, and I'd stay all the way to September. Then I'd head to South Florida September 15th, like clockwork. Usually a Brazilian pepper will pop. And then after that, you got a whole month of that action. And after that, I would go down to Naples and get into the punk forest. The Australians call it paper trees, I guess. Anyway, then I'd set up on that. That was the last crop of the year. When we pulled out of there, we're heading right back to orange blossom. But that is the trick if you're going to move bees and get on a crop. Make those nooks at that time. I was running 10 frame boxes at the time. And it don't hurt those boxes at all to pull out 3 frames out of those boxes. 3 frames. 1, a pollen and honey. They have to have a food source. They need that pollen. You go in there and pull that out of that production colony you have, that honey making colony. You put that in your nuke, either a 5 or actually 3 framer is the way to go. I mean 5 framer is the way to go, but I had 3s and 5s at the back of the time, which I finally phased out all the 3s. I have the two framers now because I'm working in this yard. I can use less equipment and use queen cells. So you're either going to have to graft or you're going to have to buy your queen cells from a breeder. I happen to have 2 breeders close by me, which is quite handy. And that queen that just hatched, if she makes it, she's got to be one tough girl, because it was cold. I told Miss Daisy, I said, I think that was just a total waste of $40. I said, because that cold snap hit, and I was already committed to the whole deal, setting up the nooks and everything else. I said, well, let's just roll the dice. And anyway, all those queens chilled out, but there's one alive. She don't look bad. Her wings look good and everything. She's in there running around, getting all happy, getting ready, but there's not many bees in there. I'm going to have to find another frame that's got some brood on it and probably brush them bees off, getting some close to merging brood, and slip down in there. So she's got to take out one frame. There's a pollen frame in there. Hopefully I'll find something with pollen, some merging bees to help her along. Slide that down in there, and we'll see how that goes. But getting back to this wheel here, I set that breeder up, was going to graft on the 14th. Well, I combined all those bees that day and put that brood up top, and all those nurse bees are going to go up above that excluder, and they're going to go, holy crap, we don't have a queen up here. We might as well be queenless. They're going to start making cells upstairs. So what I'll do using this wheel, I'll advance ahead and say, it says here now on the 22nd, I need to mark that on my calendar. It says incubate. Alright, so I can go in there and count up how many good cells I've got, if any. Hopefully we do. And then determine and then it says in nuke on the 24th, put in nuke. So at that point, I will on the 24th put in nuke, And right here, it shows here a little star on there. This little star right there. You see it? That's the 26th. She should be hatching. And then you come back and check on the 5th. Let me line up here, make sure I'm lined up right here. B, you're being annoying, B. Get away from me. Yeah. In the nuke on the 24th. So about the this incubate time on the 22nd, I need to be getting in there and actually making up at that same day on the 22nd of this month. Get in there and see how many cells and then make up some more nooks. Then the next day, go in, let them nooks be queenless for 24 hours, come back in the next day and install them on the 24th. Those cells into a 2-framer. I think we'll use 2-frame. We'll play it by ear. I've got plenty of equipment. I got plenty of 5s here. We can do that too. And then on the 26th we should have a hatching. And then on 4/4, on 4/4, check to see if she's laying. Check to see if she's laying. If not, she's not laying, and you can't find a queen. They're not acting nervous. They're not all crazy in there. Put the lid back on. Come back in about 5 days and look and see if you got a queen in there. She may not have got out. She may have hit a storm or something. Couldn't get out. All right, let's quit BSing and get out there and get in the beehive. Okay guys, let's go into this colony here and see what these little girls are doing. They're drinking syrup like a crazy baby. There's a wild and crazy kind of girl. See, I put on here already. Check 322 for cells. That colony right over there, guys, I'm gonna have to terminate that queen. I put a feeder on there this morning, and them bees just come out of there, guys, and and I did it fast. I'm pretty fast at changing out them jars. Let's go into this colony here and see if we have any starting cells here. I love this queen, guys. I need about 100 colonies of these girls right here now. There's plenty of larvae in here that could be grafted from. She's a sneaky little girl now, guys. That was a pretty sneaky little trick of hers. See, these bees are all calm and laid back. This colony's got a queen in it. They're all nice and calm and quiet. So you know you got a queen in here. I don't see nothing on that one, guys. Any sign of a cell. I don't see any eggs in there. Alright, I got a couple peanuts started here. There's a peanut there. See it at the bottom? There's a larva in it. Handle it real easy, guys, just like two porcupines having sex, okay? You can just imagine how careful that is, right? That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a time bomb here. Not so much the bees. Not so much the bees, but the... Look at this pattern. Okay, there's no cell action on this either. So I want to be careful with these cells. It would be nice if we had a couple frames or 3 frames of cells going on here. I'm looking in these cells for eggs. Me no see 'em. I'm seeing, what I'm seeing is a 3-day-old larva, 4-day, right on up. And the 3-day larva is just hatched. Looks like a start of a cell right here. But I see no jelly in it or larva in it. This is just a beautiful frame of pollen and honey. I don't know what this ugly thing is doing in here, but I don't like it. lo and behold, I'm going to put this in there. There's a little nectar in there. I'm going to leave the lid cocked like that so the bees can get at it easy. Let them rob that thing out. It's an ugly frame anyway. We'll melt it down. Okay, we made a queen cell here. We're making a queen cell. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to rip this colony down. This drone frame needs to be in the bottom. It's not doing a hell of a lot of good up here for the simple fact she needs to be laying eggs in this thing. We don't have a queen up here, see? We got this excluder right here. Right here. So, we're done playing in this hive. We're going to keep the food on this girl and keep these guys working hard. See if I got a jar of syrup on standby here. No, but we're going to give them one right now. I got some 1-to-1 mix in here. Sugar and water. That'll keep these girls real busy. We want her laying like crazy. Now what we'll do on this hive, on the 22nd here, see, check 322, we'll come back in here and see what them peanuts look like. And at that same day, we'll evaluate, see how many cells we got, if any. We know they've started at least 2, and at that point, then we'll make us up a nook. And we'll wait 24 hours and I'll come back in here and rob out that cell. We'll mark it with a little pin or something, a little push pin on the top. So that way we can go right in. We can go right in and retrieve it. All right, let's go down here. How much fuel have I got? Yeah, I got to put a little more fuel in this thing. I'm using these run-over pine needles. I get it at the park where the cars run them all over. Look how soft that is. That's, you know, pine needles are really tough and long, but when the cars run over, it turns into this, looks like a little bird nest thing. And oh my God, is that good fuel or what? It only takes me about 5 minutes to harvest enough for fuel for 6 months of smoke action. These 2 hives here, we need to get to a customer tomorrow. I want to make sure they've got adequate everything that they need. And if not, I'm going to have to go to another colony and steal some resources. He's coming tomorrow at noon, supposedly. hopefully. I got bills to pay. Make sure a queen is not on this lid. That would be disastrous to kill a queen at this point in the game. Let's carefully remove this outer frame. Again, like two porcupines mating. Okay, we got honey and pollen going on here. It's starting to fatten up. We got a nice band of honey here, plenty of pollen. It's in the right position on the outside here. Another big pollen frame, loaded. Pretty looking stuff. Nice brood pattern. Nice queen. Look at her. Look at her. Don't need to see no more, guys. I don't need to see anything else. I sell my colonies without the box for $100. I've seen these things going out there on Craigslist and different advertisements for $265. Really? Okay. Some people have more money than Donald Trump. I don't know. It's just what I'm doing, guys. You determine what you want for your... I've got to put feed on them. I'm going to feed them right up to the day the guy comes tomorrow. There's a little feed left on this one. And there's one hole in there, by the way. Just one hole. Get off there, bees. This is where the fruits of your labor have come in. When you produce a nice queen. Where are you, girl? You ain't here. You're not here, so we'll set you right here. I'm going to find, see this right here, customer don't have nothing here, right? There's nothing here. You got a friggin' empty frame. So we're going to go into another colony and get some more bees in this box. Beautiful honey frame, A lot of stores, a lot of pollen. And she hasn't started packing this outside yet. But she's a newbie. You get it? Newbie. She's filling this up with brood. And what I'll do for this customer, yeah, she's loading this thing out, guys, to the max. But I don't want to lose this for the guy, okay? He can rotate this out. And I will give him another frame. I'm going to put a frame of brood in here, but I'm also going to give him this frame right here. It started to draw, right? I will give him that frame to replace this frame, but you don't want to lose all this brood. That's crazy. So he can rotate this one out. He can make him a little nuke with that. I think that's a fair thing to do. This is a very quality looking queen here. I don't see her yet. One of these, I think it's this colony, has got a carnelian in it. She was dark when I seen her. She was a dark little baby girl. Yeah, she's just slamming and cramming this frame, guys. She is slamming and cramming this frame with larvae, every hole. She's being a little sneaky. She could be in the bottom of the box or run around on the side walls. Okay, I'm going to move that over. Let's go on a hunt here and find us a frame of brood and stick in that hole right there. Stick a frame of brood in that. Now I'm going to give him that frame to work that frame out. Let's see what's going on in this hive here. I'm just going to break off this whole upper portion. Let's see what's downstairs here. I think this colony here is the one that's got most of the brood upstairs. There's eggs in here. This will give her more stuff to work on. A little more brood here. A little band of honey. This is a good one. The pattern's a little shotgunny, but that's alright. Plenty of open space for this new queen to lay. Plenty of pollen. That's a done hive. I'm going to leave this. The sun is not hitting this frame. You don't want sunlight hitting these frames, so I'm going to leave that as a reminder. And we're going to go in here. They've got a little sugar syrup here yet. That'll be enough to carry them through tomorrow, but I want to get some on these other girls here. See if I can find me another frame here. Yes. Sometimes it's kind of like a little Easter egg hunt around my yard. I got to find supplies, but I've always got extra stuff in the barn. This medium, this medium's heavy, and it's got a lot of brood up in here. Let me give them another syrup while we're here. Okay, that's a done deal. This is that colony here. I should have viable queens in this one and this colony, but I'm not going to check until the 23rd. That'll work out pretty good because we can make up nooks for that good breeder colony. The same day we can come in here and check these two guys. I got customers waiting for these bees. There's at least 15 probably waiting. They get impatient, I'm sorry, we're doing the best we can with what we got. But I'm going to be playing this game all summer. See, this girl's out of syrup here. Yeah, I was just coming in here salvaging the frames this morning. I went through all these. You can see I turned them upside down. I pulled the frames out, brushed the bees off, put them in a garbage bag. I had 2 piles of them, of these frames. I had 2 piles of these frames and stuck them in there, and I stacked them up about yay high. That's all the room Miss Daisy had in her freezer. Oh yeah, and then she ripped on my ass a little bit because I put 10 bees in her house. There was hidden bees in those frames, and they crawled out of the bag. She said, I killed 10 of them bees. I said, you're killing my baby girls? Shame on you. She said, never mind, you keep them bees out of my house. I said, all right, Miss Daisy. But let's look at here, at this little girl here. This is the only queen that hatched. Got a little bit of brood right there left, very little, a little bit of nectar. Let's see if we can find her. She was running around in here this morning. I know darn well she hasn't gone on a mating flight yet. Let me look down in this box, see if I can see her. I don't see her in there. I guess it is possible she went on a mating flight, but okay, I'm not seeing her, guys. I am not seeing her. See if we can't find a... Let's see if we can't find a frame of brood to slip in there. It's possible she went out on a mating flight. Here's another one. Check on 323. They've been bringing in pollen and stuff. Here's one here. We got to check on 4-6. Here's another die out. See that? Another one. I turned it upside down. This guy here, we got to check on 4-6. That has swarming cells. This girl here, she's just plain nasty. She's got nasty written all over her face. Let's see if there's some brood in here I can steal. We got a buku of drones here. I got a lot of this junk mix match, guys. Yeah, there's some mixed match junk here. Look at that thing. Look how she's laying. This ain't a bad queen right here, guys. This would be great resources to rob for starting queen cells, see? And we're plenty hot enough. I'm gonna wait a little bit. By toward the middle end of this month. Well, we're just about middle now, but we could have another cold snap come in. I don't want to risk it. I may just do walk away splits anyway. This is a good colony. This is a good queen here. So let's get rid of them bees. Let's not take a chance on this killing this little baby girl here. I'm going to put this one over here too. I know this looks unorganized, guys, but I know where it's like my shop, you know. I know where everything is. You guys don't honestly believe that, do you? I'm leaving this hole open here. I'm going in here and finding me a frame with some mono on it. I've kind of a little catch-all situation here. Here's one right here. Lo and behold. It's a musical instrument, guys. They're gonna make music and magic for me. They've already started comb here. On these, I see the fellas out there like Barnyard Bees and all. This happens to be a homemade frame, by the way. You can make these things pretty slick with a table saw out of 2x4s, really, or 1x stock. Nice spruce 1x stock, and the ends aren't nothing special. Actually, building the Beefy Beehive video, you can see how I make these things, and that is as a piece of, you can use hemp, but this happens to be tow string. It's a really soft string. I think it's made with hemp also, I think. But all I did is staple it in there, because this is a flat bar. There's no groove for accepting wax or anything. It's just flat bar. And I pinned it on both ends with staple. The staples are gone for some reason, don't know why. And I pull it tight and then staple the other end on center line. Then I melt with my little crock pot and a little brush. I paint on beeswax. That's all they need for a starter strip. I see David and Joe May and all, of course they've got grooved bars, and they drop in what he calls a starter strip. And usually with that scenario, you gotta melt a little wax in there, or you use a wedge bar to pin it in. And they just stick the comb down about that far. So you can take a full sheet of foundation and a razor blade and just cut all, and a box cutter, and cut you strips. And that's all you need. They will lay a beautiful frame of wax with this scenario. Now, without the strings, they can get a little squirrely, they can get wobbly. So you put the strings in here. Some guys use 8-pound, I use 20-pound mono myself. Actually, it's fluorocarbon that I use, because I buy a lot of fluorocarbon because I'm a fisherman. And that's about all I use. Well, I take that back. I use 20-pound and 30-pound fluorocarbon for my fishing action. My fishing live action, and hopefully we'll get out soon and start fishing, because the fish are coming out of the creeks now and they're going out off the beaches and all. So I got to get another jar of syrup on this guy. They are drinking like crazy, guys. They want to get on with it. Spring is here. After this Brazilian pepper, they're not hitting my pollen very much today. If they need it, they got it. It's weird. They will come in and hit that little container sometimes. I just filled it up with fresh stuff just the other day. And some days they'll come in and they'll just hammer this thing. But look at this Brazilian pepper coming out. After I chopped it all down to nothing. I do this every year with this thing. By September, this thing will be blown out. All these hives right here will have shade on them. And look at this one over here. I chopped this puppy down to nothingness. And look what's happening. Stuff's coming up everywhere. I got to clean up my mess here. I was out here cutting wood a while ago. Look at this, guys. I chopped this thing down to nothingness. See where I cut it? It is just going crazy. And they're popping up all over the place. The birds, every time they eat one of them seeds and take a poop, you get one of these. This thing will get 20 feet or more in the air in no time. I got new neighbors over here, guys. New neighbors. And wow, somebody needs some bricks. Wow. What is this, guys? Cabo Cabo. Cabo Cabo. And I guess after a few years, I got several of these here, and after a few years you can pull up. You got a big root mass here. I think these will start putting out pups too, puppies. That looks like a puppy right there. This is a good, if you look Cabo Cabo up, you can get to dry this root. And it's a good, I've got some more down along the fence line. But, this is cassava right here. This is your South American tuber right here. This thing is under this brush pile. This, I never seen one do this before, guys. This dude is going up through, if you see it, it's got to be 30 friggin' feet long. But you can take these guys and chop them in 1 foot sections and plant them in the ground like the native Indians do down there in South America. You can lay them on a 45-degree angle. You can bury them flat, put a little dirt over them, and they'll start shooting up out of these little knobs here. So you could you could cut this thing here, grab it and drag it out here on the lawn, chop it up in 1 foot sections, and start burying it like the South American Indians do. And it takes about 2 years. Them Indians go through them jungles down there and then make a big loop, and they come back. And when by the time they get back, they got all this stuff ready to harvest. So they'll dig up these big. My grocery store has these things. They're this big around, and some of them a foot long and bigger. And they're a big, ugly brown thing. They called yucca, cassava. You'll see them at the stores. And the way I cook them, I take and peel them, and then they say to boil them, but I haven't. I've just split them like long French fries. There's a cord like that runs in the center. I don't pull that cord out till after they're cooked. And I chop it into long French fries looking thing. I drop them in a bowl, slop a bunch of olive oil on them, sea salt and pepper, and put them on a big cookie sheet with foil on it, put it in the oven. I bake them. They're a potato substitute, and they are excellent. Now, I'm not into carbs much. I'm pretty much a carnivore, and I feel great being a carnivore. But I have Indian blood in me. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. I think I have more Indian blood than Elizabeth Warren. Okay? But anyway, that's what my mom told me anyway. I don't know. I wasn't there at the time. But this is a good starch. And my old neighbor over here, Jaime, my Filipino, they eat a lot of it. He says it's a good starch. It's not like an Irish potato that'll carb you up and clog up your arteries. Florida lizard. The chickens got me in the eggs today, guys. Let's see what the girls are doing in here. One, two, three eggs. Really, girls? I was in here 4 days ago and you had one egg. Now you've got 3. You girls need to produce, or you may be chicken soup. I scared them now. They're gonna go to work, I guarantee you. Alright guys, let's quit playing around now. And good to see you again. Thanks for coming by. I can see you, you know, and joining me in my Steve's world. And oh, what's going on out here? Papaya. 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 It's blooming. Right behind that's an orange tree. There's an orange tree over there. There was an orange tree there. But it looks like I got green blight. We have a problem in Florida. It's called green blight. These came up on their own because I used to raise wild hogs in here. And I was always throwing all kinds of stuff in there for them to eat. And these orange trees are a result of pig poop. Yep. Miss Stacy made me get out of the pig business for the simple fact we get Northwesterns. Well, guess what the Northwesterns do? They push the pig poop smell right up to Miss Daisy's nose. And she shut that job down. Alright guys, I hope I entertained you a little bit today. Have a happy day. Get out in the bee yard, get things done. Here's another Brazilian pepper. Look how big this thing's getting. I think that dude is only 2 years old. Look at it. 2 more years, that thing's gonna be gargantuan. This stuff is popping up all over the place here, which is good for the Beekeeper Steve-O, because I'll tell you what, that is a heck of a honey crap, guys. Alright, be happy, be well, be strong, because we got to keep getting her on, guys. See ya.